One of my favorite activities each summer is spending some time perusing the deals on Amazon's Prime Day. This year, the folks at Retevis asked if I'd be willing to tell you about some of their Prime Day specials. Several of the items on special are radios I've reviewed, so I was happy to say yes. Some of these radios I've purchased, and others have been provided by Retevis. I hope you'll all take a look for the reviews for a deeper dive on any product you're considering buying. I've got affiliate links in the description below that will take you directly to those big Retevis Prime Day deals. I'm recording this a day or two before Prime Day, so the pages we're looking at are likely to reflect different prices than what we'll see on Prime Day itself. The list I've got shows prices anywhere from 10% off to 45% off. To be honest, I'm not sure what the base price was on their discount amount, but the prices on Prime Day should be less than what you see here today. I hope you'll have as much fun shopping Prime Day as I do. Let's jump into the Retevis deals. So let's start by looking at the Retevis A-Lens sub-brand HA1G GMRS radio. I've had this radio for a while, as I'll have had with almost everything we talk about today. But it's a IP67 waterproof GMRS handheld radio. It's kind of the full-size radio, not one of the minis, but it's got weather and it's supported by chirp and all of the things that you see listed here in the marketing imagery that you see. So it's GMRS for all of you GMRS guys. It's got the repeater channels, the waterproof. It's obviously rechargeable and so forth, and at a pretty good price. Now, with these prices, as I think I've mentioned already, I'm recording these a couple of days before Prime Day, so I expect these to change a little bit. But the listing that they've sent me, which I'll show you at the bottom of the description of this video. This is one of my favorite GMRS radios. It's big, it's hefty, it's solidly built, and it's a great choice if you're getting into GMRS. Next on the list is the HA1UV, which is basically a sister radio. I remember communicating with Retevis after they had sent me the HA1G and said, hey, you need a ham radio like this. And they said, hold my beer, we've got one coming. And in fact, they did. And so this is a very similar radio to the HA1G, but this is the ham version with UV standing for UHF and VHF. As with the other radio, it's IP67 waterproof. It's got the NOAA weather channels, and it's got USB-C for charging and for chirp. So it is chirp compatible radio. And this is another one of my favorite radios from the Retevis A-Lens brand here, going for $55 a few days before Prime Day. So I'll expect that again to be lower when Prime Day comes. Next on our list, we're taking a step back to an older radio, and I think the Retevis RT85 claim to fame is the LCD panel that you see here on the screen, which makes it very visible during the daytime, even in bright sunlight. This is your basic handheld ham radio. It's got 5-watt power, it's got 200 channels, all of the features you're used to seeing, and these are really inexpensive. So these are your basically almost a disposable radio. So throw them in your go bag, have them when you go out camping. They've got a good feature set. You can see I've had mine here for a couple of years. It was last purchased in 2024. And then it's got charging cradles here. And so, as I recall, this one is not a USB-C chargeable right out of the box, but for two radios for $15 a piece. These remain, even though they're a little older, a really good value from Retevis here on Prime Day. Next are a couple of new radios. I have these. I'm working with them. I'll have reviews out on these shortly, but they're really pretty good radios. And this is the RA89. This one is the RA89R, which is the ham radio. So it's got a crossband repeater function. You can program it via the app and so forth. It's rechargeable by USB-C, as are most of these, but it's not IP67 waterproof like the original RA89 was. It's also a 5-watt radio, where the original RA89 was a 10-watt radio. But this has got a nice set of features available to it. We'll go down here through these photos here. You know, it's portable, it has that crossband repeater. You can program it via an app, which is very cool if you're out and about and you want to make a change. You don't have to use the buttons on the radio. You can just connect it to your phone and make the changes. It's got a USB-C port on the side of the radio for both charging and programming, but also a USB-C on the back of the battery if you want to just charge the battery by itself. It'll do the scanning and all the things you're used to doing, along with an FM radio capability for broadcast FM. And so again, it shows 7% off here. I'm expecting to see more than that when Prime Day comes. So that's the RA89R, a new offering from Retevis with a nice big 28 milliamp hour battery. The brother or sister radio to the RA89R is the RA89G, and this is for my GMRS buddies, or those of us like me who have both licenses. And the GMRS radio is fully programmable as a GMRS radio. It's got the 22 GMRS channels plus the 8 repeater channels. It has NOAA weather alerts, USB-C charging, just like the other radio. It's very similar. It doesn't have the crossband repeat because that's not a GMRS function. But in terms of the other menu items and so forth on the RA89G, they're the same as the RA89R. So this is another great radio, new offering from Retevis if you are a GMRS operator. Next that I want to look at is the Alence HA2 radio, and this is a ham radio. Again, you can program it using the app. It's got some basic APRS functionality along with a GPS receiver. You can program it via chirp, and it'll receive the aviation bands as well. So this is a really nice radio. It's got that Alence style to it, and as you can see here on the diagram right over here, it's got a screw-on cover there, which is one of those things that gives it a little bit better protection in terms of IP scores or intrusion protection here on this particular radio. So as we look at these, it's got app programming as the others. It's that IP67 waterproof, which is indicated by that little screw that covers the programming dots here that you see in this image. It has GPS information so you can find yourself and so forth. And so this, as a ham radio, it's up there a little bit higher. I wouldn't call this a budget price ham radio, but it's not out of control in terms of its pricing either. And as I said, I've got this radio and it's quite nice, especially if you like the style and the display here of this Alence sub-brand from the Retevis company. Next, I want to look at the HA1, and we're shifting here to digital radio now. And so the HA1 is here, and it's a DMR radio, but it's got GPS and APRS, the NOAA weather, and all of that kind of stuff too. 2,900 milliamp hour battery, and you can see that the shape is not that typical Alence shape. They've streamlined the case a little bit with smoother lines, but it's a nice little radio, both in terms of being the typical UHF, VHF radio, along with being a DMR radio. So it'll get you into your hotspot, your DMR repeaters, and worldwide DMR communications via DMR talk groups. And so this is a very nice radio as well. Next on the list is the Retevis or Alence HD2 DMR radio. It's an upgrade to that H1 radio. It's got GPS, it's got Bluetooth, it's IP67 waterproof, so it's a very, very nice radio. It does the typical UHF and VHF stuff that all ham radios do. Plus, again, it's a DMR radio, which gives you that worldwide communication ability using DMR talk groups. And so some of the images here, it's got its GPS, it's got a VFO mode where you can just type in the frequencies. It supports that wireless connection to a headset, so it's got expanded Bluetooth capabilities here, a large battery, and a number of other really good features. This one is getting up there a little bit more in price, coming in at about $169 here a few days before Prime Day. We're expecting that number to go down. So take a look on Prime Day using the links in the description below to take you right to the A-Lens page for this particular radio. If you're looking for a really nice radio with a high degree of intrusion protection and a DMR radio to boot. That, again, is the HD2 DMR radio. And to finish up, we want to go to a mobile radio here. Now, this radio is available in a number of different brands. Retevis sells it as the RT95, and it's a dual-band mobile radio. It's got 25-watt radio for use in your car, or for that matter, just leaving it on your desk and using it for a base station for UHF and VHF. It's got a nice display. The menu system is pretty easy to use, a very nice microphone as well. And then it does all the things that a UHF, VHF radio will do, such as being able to change your mic gain, it's chirp compatible, and then of course it'll put in codes and all that kind of stuff. The images here show it to be a dual band radio, clear sound, and then you can reverse the screen, which is kind of neat. And that way, if you're, mounting it overhead in your Jeep or something like that, you can have it hanging upside down and then reverse the screen so it's easily readable. And so this is a really pretty nice little radio. It works well. It's easy to control. And if you're looking for a reasonably priced mobile radio in that mini mobile category, the RT95 is one you definitely should be considering. Again, prices may vary from this display, so use the links in the description below. So these are several of the radios listed in the links below, but not all of them. So I would encourage you to take a look in the description below to see what other radios Retevis has available. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please click the thumbs up button below the video and subscribe to the Gadget Talk channel. I'll leave a link to my Retevis reviews right over here. Thanks for watching.